It's Tuesday, August 15th, 2023. Let's talk about the news. From the New York Times, far-right libertarian wins Argentina's presidential primary. A congressman, former television pundit, and economist, Javier Milei, has won 30% of the vote in Argentina's open presidential primary election, a fairly shocking outcome to most election watchers because of who he is and what he believes. Milei wants to shrink the Argentine government down to the smallest size possible, adopt the US dollar as the country's official currency, and abolish the Argentine central bank. These ideas have been pitched with bravado and colorful television appearances, which is part of why he's attracted and embraced comparisons to former US President Donald Trump, and there's speculation that his popularity may be the consequence of Argentina's fairly abysmal current state of economic affairs. There's nowhere to go but up, basically, and folks might be looking to just scrap the whole thing and start fresh, which is more or less what Milei is proposing, at least superficially. From the Wall Street Journal, Russian ruble at weakest level since early days of Ukraine war. The Russian ruble has fallen past the symbolic level of 100 rubles to $1 US for the first time since Russia launched its invasion of Ukraine in February of last year. The ruble has lost about 30% of its value against the dollar so far in 2023, making it one of the worst performing currencies in the world. The Russian government has managed to prop it up artificially for a long while, and that paired with boosts in oil revenue and rewired trade relationships with countries like China, helping it defy sanctions, has allowed the country's central bank to keep things fairly stable till now, though there's only so much it can do about a seeming loss in confidence in the ruble amongst Russians and its trade partners. This may be just a blip, but a persistently weakened currency would make many of Russia's imports more expensive while also driving up inflation, so they'll be keen to handle this post-haste if they're able. And from Reuters, new COVID vaccines are on the way as Eris variant rises. A new COVID-19 vaccine is due to be released in the US next month, though it's anticipated that uptake of this vaccine will not be very high, despite the surge in hospitalizations caused by a new variant of Omicron called Eris. The hope amongst public health experts is that folks will get this new shot alongside their yearly flu vaccine, but demand for COVID vaccines has plummeted over the past year as infections, hospitalizations, and deaths caused by the disease have all decreased substantially. The new Eris subvariant, based on what we know so far, doesn't seem to be more dangerous than previous subvariants, and infection and hospitalization levels are still quite low compared to years past, down about 90% from peak levels in January of 2022, but they are high compared to where we've been for the past handful of months, up 40% from recent lows. If you're finding some value in One Sentence News, consider leaving a quick review wherever you get your podcasts and/or sharing the show with a friend. You can find out more about this show or subscribe to the email version at onesentencenews.com. And you can support this and other related projects, like the Let's Know Things and Brain Lenses podcasts at understandery.com.